Well, good morning. This is Ron's Archery. I'm sitting out here under the canopy. Today's Sunday. Chev and I are planning on going over to Lubbock today to eat at Cracker Barrel and maybe go to Cabela's to buy sleeping bags in case we need sleeping bags in the house this winter. We're trying to prepare for the eventuality of loss of power or gas problems. We were lucky last year in Texas where we are. We didn't get hit with the real high bills. Somehow they worked around that, but I know a lot of people were without power. I have a Harbor Freight 9,000 gas driven generator out here to use if I have to. I haven't set it up and tried it out yet though. And I am seeing people on YouTube having complaints about it, but I'm hoping it'll get us through. I also have the solar array out back with a lithium battery and inverter set up out there, and then we have the little rock pal that we use outside here. So we're trying to head off some of those problems. Right now we're kind of thinking about what if the gas goes out and we can't use the gas heater, or the electric goes out and we can't use the gas heater that's electric driven. Every time I come out here, cars start going by. So I've been kind of looking at the Mr. Heater propane heaters. It seems like all the reviews I read, everybody's griping about them, that they used to be real good heaters, and you could use them in the house as long as you have carbon monoxide and fire detectors set up, which we do. But the complaint that I hear is that in the old days, the heaters had a battery-driven fan that blew the hot air out into the room. And people are buying the Mr. Heaters. They're not paying attention to the descriptions, the reviews, and they're winding up with Mr. Heater stoves that don't have the fans. One lady complained that, well, she opened up the battery compartment to put the batteries in there, and there were no batteries. It's just two little C-cell batteries. A big deal. But then she said, then I got suspicious and I took that part apart and there's no wiring. There's no connectors. And when I took it apart, there's no fan. I'm like, that's because Canada and Maine or some state passed a law that they couldn't use it. Oh, I know what it had to do with the government imposed tariffs on China, so they just politely left the fans and the battery cases and the supply connectors out of the systems. Still charge the same price or more, but you just don't have the fan. So without the fan, the heat doesn't blow out into the room. The heat just rises. And if you're sitting in a chair or you're laying on the floor, you're not going to feel that heat. It's going to be cold. So I'm thinking, but we have these little fans about this big around that plug into a USB outlet. I can plug that into my Blue Eddy and pull power off there, or even my little rock pal that I bought for Shelby's CPAP has a connection for that. In fact, we have several smaller battery packs that you can plug a USB into. So I'm thinking if we got the stove and we set the fan there to blow the heat, would that help? We could set it up high and direct it down if we needed to. So I'm thinking that's a possibility. I've looked at other heaters and I don't see any viable options. The Mr. Heater, the one I'm looking at, you can put a 1 pound cylinder on both sides of it. So that would get us through a cold spell if it didn't go too incredibly long. And if we had to, we could hook it up to the large propane tanks that we keep on hand like you'd use outside for cooking, because I do have a camper stove that I can set up out here under the canopy if we had to cook out here. And so I've got 2 tanks for that. We are drinking cappuccino coffee. This stuff is fantastic. It is so good. Okay, so what else? Had some guy post on my page today. He's not a subscriber, and you see somebody the new subscriber. Then you click on their post and you go to their page, and they have no videos, they have no information. This guy's got a picture of him with a bottle turned up like this. So he looked like a drunk. He had no posts, no videos. And here's what he said to me: "You cannot make videos." I went, huh? I can't make videos? He didn't say you can't make quality videos. He said, you cannot make videos. Well, I believe I just posted video number 648. 648 videos. And they're not easy videos. Most of my videos, I use 2 cameras and sometimes 2 cameras and microphones, and I have to go in and edit. It might take me 3 hours to do one video that runs 10 to 15 minutes. Most of my videos are relatively short, but that's because I don't want to bore you with repetitious clips. So I try to vary my shots with the archery. I try to vary my content, vary the bows, the arrows, and I edit. I do a lot of slow motion, and now that I have the GoPro 10, I could do 120 frames per second, which means you can actually see the arrow slowly going across the screen. Instead of like this, you see it going more like this, which is fantastic. But it's a lot of work to edit, a lot of work. You cannot make videos. Well, how did I handle that? I went in there and hid his comment. That's like I do all of you. When you post comments to me, when I get to it, I go and click on your post, and then I reply to it. I click like, and then I go over to the right and I click hide comment, so I don't see it again. So I did that to his, and then I thought, oh, wait a minute, he's going to post again. So I went in, found him, and I muted him to my channel. So he cannot post on my channel now unless he comes in as a different poster. That's the first negative comment I've had on my videos in a long, long time. Maybe about a year ago, somebody posted something negative. Don't remember what it was, but I just did the same thing. I thought, well, I don't have to listen to that. This is my page. So I deleted his comment and blocked him. So I think that's maybe the second time I've had to do that. I only have about 283 subscribers, so I really don't get trolls. Most of the people that I'm getting on mine are really nice people. There's a lot of people that come on and look at a few videos, then they don't come back, but that's to be expected. I have typically, I don't know, 14 to 42 views. But then as time goes by, more and more people click on them, so some of the counts go sky high. I don't know why, but there's one where I talked about a $20 Titan Bear recurve bow, and it's had thousands of views on it. I don't know why. It just And then the one where the bow exploded, I did not mean that as clickbait when I put that on there. To me, that the bow exploded. I didn't know any other way to say it. Uh, that one gets a lot of views. Then I think, oh, sometimes people post something kind of negative about that. As thanks for your comment. Go on with it. Um, anyway, I enjoy doing the videos. I'm going to keep doing these. Uh, can't go out in public and do anything, so I just stay here at the house. And somebody asked me the other day, why are you doing everything on the side of your house? Why aren't you doing it out in the backyard where you have more room? Well, because I have the canopy outside my back door, so I can sit here under the canopy out of the sun. And since I've added this other section here behind me, that gives me a lot more room. I've got to keep working in there. I've got a table that's got to be cleared off, and I'll work on that as time goes by. I'm just waiting to see what our West Texas wind and rain and snow and hail will do to the canopy, because I put a pretty heavy duty tarp over it, but where it attaches at the corners of the canopy, there's a sharp point, and I'm afraid that's going to rip a hole in it at some point. So got these bricks on the ground out here, so I have dry surface to walk on, and I have the shingles that I had left over from shingling the fence. Yes, I shingled my fence. It keeps people from seeing in. I like that all the way around my yard. And then I have the shingles that form a walkway down to the pecan tree. I do need to pick up another pack so I could finish out that area of the pecan tree. I also have another canopy that I bought at Walmart on sale. I'm fixed to carry it out here, put it in my battery shed, and next spring I may set it up down here under the pecan tree, depending on how this canopy holds up through the winter. That would be real cool to have one at each end. In the spring, I'll go back out in the backyard, and I'll have targets set up all out there. So for the winter months, even if there's a bit of snow or ice, I can come out here, stand under this. There'll be some degree of ice and slush here on the bricks, but enough in there for me to shoot back and forth. And with the horse bows, I don't have to shoot but 10 or 15 yards. That's cool. I can shoot 22 yards down to the pecan tree, though. So I'm really doing this preparing for the winter time. Next project I have this week coming up will be, I bought a cement hardy back board for my daughter's shower that I'm building. I completely remodeled her bedroom, put in a nice bathroom for her, but I've got the shower framed in, the pans down. Now I just need to go in and start putting up the cement backboard, because I intend to tile it. The only thing that holds me up really is the plumbing. I'm not a plumber. I hate doing plumbing, but I think I could do it. So I've got to do the pipes that comes up with the nozzles and the on and off controls. That's going to be kind of tricky to do. But I could bring that pipe out here to solder on it out here. And then when I set it up in there, all I have to do is just push the two pipes into the connectors that I have. I won't have to solder them. They're quick connectors. And what else have I got going? So I'm just doing this video today. I'm using a nice lavalier microphone. I have it into the Zoom H1n recorder in my pocket. That seems to be working pretty good, except for the fact that it picks up my breath sounds. I don't know how to get away from that per se. I do have a dead cat on here that helps reduce the wind. I don't know about the pop, pop, pop sound and the s that comes when you speak. And I don't enunciate very clearly because I'm not used to talking to people anymore. And I think when I listen to myself, I think I have a little bit of a nasal quality, which is possible. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits now. I want to go in and test this, see how it works out doing this out here. Oh, that coffee is so good. Cappuccino. It's nice and sweet. It's a beautiful day. So we're going to go to Lubbock now. We'll go over and eat at Cracker Barrel. Shelby probably have a meatloaf dinner. I may opt for the pancake, scrambled eggs, and bacon, and peaches all over the pancakes, and whipped cream, and a bottle of syrup. And then we may go to Cabela's and check on the sleeping bags. We might look into, see if they got we might go by Academy Sports. Academy Sports might have a Mr. Heater on hand. If so, I'll probably go ahead and pick it up. There's not too much we can say about the pokey thing. Shelby and I are not doing it. We have no intentions of doing it. And therefore, we just have to avoid people as much as we can. So anyway, to my friends over in Malaysia and Indonesia and in that area of the world that are posting to me regularly, I appreciate your watching my videos. I love watching all of your friends out shooting with their horse bows up to 70 meters. I wish I could join you. Salam alaikum. Guess I don't have anything else left to say. I've kind of talked out. So I wish you all a good day, good afternoon, and go out and fling some arrows. And some of you need to get out and make some videos and turn your comments on so I can post to you. For heaven's sake, get her done. Ron's Archery, over and out.